There we are. Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Maybe even better. I appreciate your patience, Xavier. Would you start over? I'm sorry to do that, but start from the beginning. Tell us who you are.
Uh, it's okay. Sorry. Okay, I have to hold my. Okay,
Okay.
just a minute. Okay, now. So, yeah, I start over.
Yeah,
Okay.
please, please.
So we are in Saint Nicolas de Bourgueil,
Fabulous.
and yes, we are in Saint Nicolas de Bourgueil, the heart of Loire Valley, uh, in Touraine. And so my family, I'm the sixth generation of winemaker here, and the story start of Clos de Quarterons in early 1800, in same time than the village. And because Saint Nicolas Church used to be in the Bourgueil cemetery, and after the French Revolution, the people from Saint Nicolas, from this west part of Bourgueil, took the church and bring it back right in the middle of the village, today village. And quickly, surrounding the village, the Clos de Quarterons appear. It used to be the first city hall for 20 years. And in 1820, my grandpa took it over and the winery start. Since then, we got 5 generations of single men. And so the vineyard didn't change much in 200 years. We have 58 plots, okay, on the terrace and on the hill. And we have 12 type of soil, going from gravels, deep gravels, which is a great soil because it's a early hand-picked grapes, warm and draining. And also after we have more sandy soil with iron oxide underground, is where used to be the Loire River 1 million years ago. So it was more sandy, was the bed of the river at that time. And the oxidation came because the water was sitting there. And then when we move up to the north, to the hill, the feet of the hill, we back on the gravels, was the second, the second beach of the Loire, gravels, but over the limestone that we call tuffeau. And more you're moving up to the hill, on the mid-level, you get a very pure limestone. It's where we have caves just under my feet.
Okay.
I would say around 40 feet under my feet. Wow. We have the caves, okay? And we have around, I would say, 10 acres underground caves. Wow. Used to be a carrier. We took those rocks to build our home.
Okay.
Today home, beautiful Loire Valley Chateau and my home and all the villages were to build with this rock. And when you finish to the top of the hill, it's more clay. We call green clay with silex. And it's where we are here in the vineyard, on the green clay. So, it have 5 major type of soil and everything in between making 12 type of soil.
Wow.
That we handpicked plot by plot, okay? From 58 plots, we are producing around 40 to 45 single cuvées. Either way, because the soil is unique, okay, or the age of the vines, okay. Our vines go from 5-year-old, the baby one, up to 90-year-old, okay. So by size of 10 to 15 years, we split again. So we have 2 parameters: type of soil and age of the vines.
Wow.
Okay.
40
it's interesting because, as you may know, we are in biodynamics, and it takes very great sense because biodynamic basics is taking care of the soil. That's the main purpose. We are every day, 80% of our job is to watch the soil and make sure the soil is on live. If your soil is on live, roots are on live, the vine is on live, the fruit is going to be lively, and obviously the wine will follow. Because we don't use any things, chemical synthesis things. Everything is handpicked. Fermentation is natural. We use a natural yeast, and we slowly let do the production, the vinification, the fermentation ongoing. We don't have a very sophisticated temperature controlled. So usually, everything goes well. It's lots of work to do nothing, just to. We are caretaker, but we are always testing, smelling. Every year is different on the vinification. So we're not rushing our cuvées. Usually fermentation time is in between 2 weeks and 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. And then following the cuvées we have, the Quarterons cuvée, the main cuvée, we don't touch too much the most. We just fresh up at night, 5 minutes, but we don't pushing down. But some other estate cuvée we have, single estate as we call les Gravillis, les Gravillis a little bit, but especially Le Fondy, which is a single estate, and Le Vornou, where we are, we play a little bit with. We try to extract a little bit more because the fruit can hold that. But always keeping the Cabernet Franc very smooth. The Clos de Quarterons has a reputation to be like that. Thank you. The Clos de Quarterons has better. The Clos de Quarterons has a reputation, generation after generation, to make a winemaking very smooth. We don't try to be the big guys. we know in Loire Valley, we won't be the big guys here. If we want to be the big guys, you have to go more south with a stronger sun, a different varietal. Cabernet Franc, if you want to go to max extraction, you will get fresh, hard tannin, unpleasant Cabernet Franc, green. Well, you know about Cabernet Franc. What is not perfectly handpicked and softened made vinification, you can have this risk. But one is well made. You can have a very delicate wine. Character, it's not a big juicy wine. It could be easy to drink, but he has always a strong personality. He has that type of spice. Sometimes it could be smoky. We say sometimes it's English tobacco, sweet. It's like sweetness. You can have, any kind of spice, character, and that is beautiful. It's what we're looking for in the Cabernet Franc. It's really the identity of this varietal. And then, because here we are on the 47° north latitude, obviously it's for North America, it's far above Quebec. It's here it's sweet, obviously, because the Gulf Stream coming from the Caribbean, coming to the Europe, and go to the mouth of the Loire Valley, and make all this valley very sweet and easy to live. In France, the Loire Valley, we call it Garden of France. Well, this is why we have the beautifulest castle. This is why all the king of Europe came over and gardening in Chenonceau and all those chateaux. If you don't know them, I welcome you to come. Just for quick information, Loire Valley is the third place the most visited in France, after Paris, the French Riviera in Provence, and then Loire Valley, because those chateaux, and there is lots of great biking, very accessible place, not very expensive, and authenticity. So that's the flair of Loire Valley. And in our wines is a way Cabernet Franc or Chenin Blanc, because in this center of France, between Anjou and Touraine, you have those two major grapes, white and red, Cabernet Franc and Chenin Blanc. Is what we are doing, we are producing since very long time. A Cabernet Franc from Saint-Nicolas is different from Chinon. I can't see you. I can't show you. I can't show you today because it's a, we just got rain, an
Oh,
hour
okay.
ago, so
Oh, wow.
it's
I'm
a little
glad we
bit
missed it.
foggy.
Okay.
But just on the back there, where is on top of my finger,
Finger.
it's a it's I would say 10 miles away
Okay.
on the Vienne River.
Yeah.
It's a tributary of the Loire Valley.
Uh-huh.
And a little bit in this you have here Bourgueil. So I'm
Okay.
sure you cannot see the church. Usually you can see the church, but you
I
cannot see.
see. Okay.
And if we go in this direction, here,
This
just
is
behind
so
my
perfect.
here,
Yeah.
that's Saumur-Champigny on top.
Okay.
What you see at the far over there, it's the other hill of the Loire Valley. Okay, Saumur, for instance, Saumur-Champigny, there is around 10 miles. Okay,
Okay.
and the Loire Valley, the Loire River, 200 years ago, used to be very wide, very large. And 200 years ago, the people decided to build a levee, okay,
Okay.
to push it back, the Loire River,
Oh.
from Saint-Nicolas up to Chouzet, 3 miles away,
Okay.
and to make it sailable. And so the bottom of Saint-Nicolas after that was very rich soil, not
Hmm.
for vineyard, obviously. Vineyard wanted poor soil.
Right.
But the bottom of Saint Nicolas, below the terrace that you can see, we have corns, you have cattle, you have all the fruit and vegetables, but no vineyards. So
Right.
that gives you an idea of where we are.
Yeah. And don't they say people in the Loire speak perfect French without an accent?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm not good
um,
with my American accent. I'm sorry for that. I hope
I,
you understand me.
it's perfectly well. Xavier, can you explain what the Touraine means? Because it is an appellation. I
Yeah.
think it refers to the town of Touraine, of Tours, the city. But you said you were in the Touraine. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah. Well, the Touraine is a region. I will say, much smaller than the state in the United States.
Hmm.
It's maybe the size of the Delaware,
Okay.
or. And Anjou is another. It's province. We
Hmm.
used those names. We still using them, but in administration point of view, we don't use them anymore.
Okay.
Okay, but it's so important because we still have those fruits planted on those area, and so Touraine is the name of the
Hmm.
wine, which is a larger region,
Right.
and inside this region you have a smaller appellation as Vouvray, okay, Maurice, very close to Tours.
Hmm.
You have Chinon, as I said, then Bourgueil, then Saint-Nicolas. You have in Touraine maybe 10 or 15 appellations, single appellation linked to a village.
Right.
Okay, and Saint-Nicolas de Bourgueil again is just the last village before we move to Anjou. This is why our estates are producing also Crémant de Loire with Chenin Blanc and a
Oh.
Quarterons white with Chenin Blanc. It's just 2 miles away from the winery. And my grandpa, every whole generation, we made still white and sparkling wine.
Okay. That's fascinating, actually. So then, to be more precise, can you explain the difference between Chinon, Bourgogne, and Saint Nicolas de Bourgueil?
The soil. The
The soil.
soil
Okay.
and the climate. Well, in between Saint Nicolas and Bourgueil, it's pretty the same soil, because we are on the same level of latitude than Bourgueil.
Hmm.
When Bourgueil has a terrace, Bourgueil has a hill. And when we say it's a layers of gravels, sand and iron style, gravel over limestone,
Okay.
and limestone and clay, Bourgueil is exactly the same.
Okay.
But Bourgueil starts 3 kilometers away from here and finish 15 kilometers, 12 kilometers of here.
Okay.
And it's slightly, uh, we can't feel it like that, but
Okay.
day after day you have a small difference, especially in the winter. You can see that in your car. You know, when you drive from the west of Angers, going to east of, going to Tours, oh, I'm losing 1 degree Celsius.
Oh
Like,
wow.
you know,
Okay.
and 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 also in Saint Nicolas de Bourgueil, the hill is like that, very smooth and like that. In Bourgueil, the hill is a little bit going uh, inside and coming back.
Okay.
And more you go forest, more the hill is getting like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
the south exposition is different.
Okay.
And usually, in general, the Bourgogne is a little bit more structured, more tenant. Usually, it needs more time to be released. It's how you can recognize a Bourgogne from Saint Nicolas de Bourgueil. And I guess in 1937, when our grandpa discussed the appellation, they proved to the people in Paris Bourgueil is different than Bourgueil,
Okay.
and it's enough to make a single appellation. They were very convincing. And today, the people in France said, "Oh no, I prefer a Bourgueil because I want to wine." Some others say, "Oh, I prefer a Saint Nicolas Bourgueil because it's more smooth and you know, it's Chinon.
Yeah.
Chinon is different because Chinon is not on the Loire River. Chinon is on the Vienne River. And I don't have the map here to show you, but far on the back, I said there is the Loire Valley, the Loire River. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, perfect. You're good. and you have just there a tributary start called La Vienne. And La Vienne takes source in the west part of France, west part of the Massif Central. Okay, and carry after years and 100 years and 1,000 years different soil to the border of Chinon. Loire Valley takes source in the east part of the central massif, the Massif Central, the center mountain that we have in France. And it's not the same rock. It's not the same. It's not the same gravel we get, you know. All the gravel was rolling for years and years.
Oh, okay.
And, okay, you can see, and you can notice easily by sailing on the Vienne River and Loire River.
Yeah.
You will see it's totally different rivers, not the same color. The greens around you, trees are different. When you go from a river to another river, you know exactly you're not on the same soil.
That's
very
fascinating.
interesting.
Okay.
And a great other experience because Loire Valley is a great place for sailing on the Loire River. When you take the Loire River with a boat here, and you move up to west, okay, you go to Anjou, Anjou Blanc, the white, you know, what we call the Bassin Parisien, which is gravel, limestone, very bright. And at 40 kilometers from here, you just said in a few meters, it's getting dark. It's getting slate. The trees are changing. The grass is changing. The water color is changing. Very different. It's slate. It's more volcanic soil. It's a bassin armoricain.
Okay.
There is a break in the middle of Anjou. So just by sitting, you can see the difference of soil and the wine, obviously, because the Cabernet Franc grown on slate is very different than the Cabernet Franc grown on in the Bassin Parisien here, for instance.
Wow. Yeah. That's fascinating. Yeah. So the Loire is very shallow of a river, right?
Yes. Well, it could be very shallow at this time of the year, and then floating in the winter.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very wide river. It's very complicated to sail on it.
Is that, and they have special boats, right, that are less deep? like very shallow
Yeah,
boats. Yeah.
yes. There is a flat boat, an old boat that used to be a commercial boat, 100 or 200 years ago, that we are using today to have fun. And it's a
Yeah.
large flat boat that used to carry, wine, barrel of
Uh-huh.
wine and gravels. And this river, start in the west,
Mm-hmm.
in Nantes, in the Atlantic, and go from Angers to Tours, Orléans, and toward to close to Lyon,
Mm-hmm.
and almost to Genova.
Wow.
This Loire River, 200 years ago, was a very busy
Yeah.
a channel. We used to call it a Swiss Ocean channel because all the
Oh,
traffic,
right.
commercial
Okay.
traffic, used to be done there. Yeah, and this is why they set up Saint Nicolas right in this busy business road, I would say.
Yeah. Wow.
Because before the village 200 years ago, there is only an hostel
Mm-hmm.
for travelers,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody else. And
Wow.
yeah.
So I spent a summer in Saint-Pierre-de-Maillet, an hour south of Chinon near Châtellerault. So I have driven
Oh yeah.
around. I've driven around a lot, and I love it. I used to joke that you have chateau like we in New York have Starbucks, like everywhere.
Almost, you're
Yeah,
right. Each corner we have a chateau. Yeah, you're right.
it's amazing to drive around. I actually in the fall when the leaves start to come down, you see even more chateau because some of are hidden by the trees.
Yeah,
Um,
it's right.
do you
Go ahead.
so the river being low, does that is that the reason for the varied soil on your property, or it's the glaciers?
Um, I don't understand exactly what.
So you explained
Sorry.
that on no, you explained on your domain that you have many different types of soil. Is that
Yes.
related to the Loire being very shallow, or is it more just glacial movement in old
Oh
times?
yeah. Wow. If we go very far, 1,000 ago, 5,000 years ago
Yeah.
is when was made the limestone.
Okay.
It's the ocean deposit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, the tectonic plates moved. Okay. And here, as I just said, we call bassin parisien and
Mm-hmm.
massif armoricain. And all those was made in 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the Loire Valley, 1 million years ago, just start to run here. But before that was the ocean.
Okay.
Okay, so I have in my wine tasting, I have a map showing how was made the Loire Valley
Oh,
and what's
okay.
happened and why you have this different of soil. But in between the ocean deposit 1 million years ago and gravels running by the Loire River coming from the east part of the Massif Central, that makes a combination of layers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why when you move up to the north to south, from the hill, you get these different layers.
Uh,
Uh, but it's a little bit complicated for me to explain here.
yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
with a map, it will be
I see. No,
very.
that's very
But
interesting
it's a
though.
good question.
Yeah,
It's a good
thank you.
question.
Well, it's fascinating because you having the different 40 cuvées is crazy. Can you talk just about maybe a couple of the cuvées and how the
Yes.
soil is impacting the flavor of the wine? But yeah.
Yes. I have at the end we do 40 single cuvées, but at the end we have 6 to 7 finished wines.
I
Okay,
see.
that means
Okay.
after we blend by
Okay.
testing we blend, and the itinerary is always different. I will show you each one and explain the soil and the
Oh, great.
difference. Okay,
Yeah, please. Thank you. Wow.
I already opened this one, waiting for you to drink
I
it.
appreciate it.
Well, the first one is Les Quarterons. Les Quarterons is a little bit a blend of all type of soil and all age of vines.
Okay.
It's when you take the Quarteron, is usually when you want to test the vintage.
Oh,
You
okay.
want to say, what's the 2017, 18 in Saint Nicolas de Bourgueil? Test the Quarteron.
Okay.
You will see in between two vintage the difference.
Okay.
And we can explain it. You know,
Okay.
17, for instance, is a lively, soft red wine, bright. If you move to 18, for instance, it's a little bit bodier. It was harder. And you can feel it in your wine, you know?
Okay.
So it's a single vintage, but from almost all my
Oh.
type of soil.
Okay.
That's the entry point. From, usually the one you find in a restaurant, in a bistro, easy to drink, can be drink by itself, slightly cold, not on ice, obviously, a little bit slightly cold, but it can be drank by itself or with fish, some white meat, very easy to prepare.
Perfect. Beautiful.
So move to the next.
Okay.
Les Gravilis. Les Gravilis, that's the name we gave to that vein of gravels.
Oh.
This vein goes from east to west, not very wide vein, you know, it's maybe 500 feet wide, but very long. Bourgueil, Saint Nicolas, for 15 kilometers, we have those gravels, deep, maybe 20 feet, 30 feet of small gravels, and make the wine a little bit bodier.
Okay.
It needs more time to be realized.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I show you after 1 year aging is ready, usually. This one needs at least 15 to 20 months aging. And here we use food, the large old vat.
Okay. Xavier, is somebody holding the phone? I can't hear you very well. Is the microphone covered a little bit?
Can you hear me better now?
Oh, it's the headphones. It's still a little muffled, but it's okay. You could go ahead.
Okay, I got it. I got the second one.
There you go.
You need, okay, I mean, two is better.
There you go.
So, Gravilis aged in food, large oak vat for 16 months.
Okay.
This one usually is when you have food with sauce and you want a little bit more wine to match your food. Okay?
Okay.
I have the whole vines from the Clos des Quarterons. Whole vines, that's a cuvée we are producing since at least 3 generations. My father and my grandpa set up the rules of whole vine because, you know, whole vines means nothing legally. Okay, so for us, whole vines, it has to come from plots 40-year-old and higher. That means it's roughly half of our vineyard today.
Wow.
And the second criteria is never more than 10% of the yearly production. So usually we have around 20 cuvées can fit that criteria, but we have to test from November 1st, so usually, and by Christmas we have to decide, blend eyes, which of 2 or 3 cuvées to make those 10%.
Excuse me.
So every year, the combination of soil is different. It's what we call our coup de cœur. It's the best of the best combination for us, my brother and me. And then when we decide by Christmas, the 2 cuvées will be whole vines. Then we fill up the 500-liter barrels, which is a classic size for Loire Valley, and we age it for 15 to 20 months.
Wow, okay.
Whole vines.
Beautiful.
Some people love that profile. Very different from each other, you know?
Yeah.
And then, le Fondi. We have 2 single estates. That's single plots. That is only on the deep gravel soil. It's a 63-year-old vines. And Le Fondi is known since, more than 300 years. We already got some old map where the people already noticed that place make a great wine as a cru. And we do the vinification is very specific. We do vinification intégrale. That means yes, we take all the berry. Yeah. Yes, well, so we take the berry out from the stem, okay, and we put that fruit inside the barrel, okay. So we fill up the barrel with 80% of fruits, the small berries,
Huh?
Okay, then we close it and we roll it. Half a turn up, half a turn back.
Okay.
And we do that the first week. We do that every couple of hours, 6 to 7 times a day, sorry. And then after 1 week, fermentation is starting, it's ongoing. And so we smell, we test each barrel, and we decide if we turn again or not. And so we fix the extraction barrel by barrels. And that could keep going for 3 weeks like that.
And is that in a new barrel or a used barrel?
That's a good question. Because I like to say that at the end when you test with you. And because here it's 40% of new oak. It's unbelievable to do that on a classic vinification. If you put this wine without this vinification process, and 40% of new oak is going to be woody, oaky, and drinkable. But by putting the fruits inside the barrel at birth, the integration of the oak and the fruit got a great integration, and you don't feel it. You don't test the oak there. And it's interesting to test on live for that. Because when I said that at the end, the people say, oh, wow, it's unbelievable. And it's a lot of work. It's a hard process, but it's work. You have to make sure to get your best grape, your best plot for that. Okay?
There's a woman...
Yes.
There's a woman in Mexico making wine that way, and she used to be the winemaker at Brand Cantenac in Bordeaux, which is too big to do it that much. But she explained, and maybe you can explain more, that because alcohol is a solvent, it leaches the newness out of the oak, and that somehow takes away the harsh tannins that you would normally get.
You know, sincerely, I'm not sure what is happening and what's going on and why. You know, I'm not into scientific, and I don't try to explain everything. I'm more in a biodynamic idea.
I see.
You know,
I love it.
I feel it well. I feel it's going well. I'm testing and saying, oh, I like that. Let's go in. Because the fruit like it, and I like it. But, you know, technically,
who knows?
I don't know.
What
My grandpa used to do that.
Oh, he did that. Okay.
Oh, yeah. But this process is not new. My grandpa used to do that. The barrel maker were coming at home in a winery in the morning to open all the barrels, and during the day we fill up the barrels with fruits, and at night the barrel maker came back and we're closing the barrels.
Wow, well, today that's amazing.
Yeah. And they were rolling the barrels after exactly how we did now. And after 3 or 4 weeks, the barrel maker came back and just open it again to get the moss and the wine on the side. Well, now we have a small door, wooden door in the barrel, so it's easy. A little bit as a big vat, you know, the food. So it's a smaller door, and we can feed with berries in it.
Wow, that's fascinating. Thank you for explaining that.
And the last one, Le Vornou, where we are, I will show you now.
Okay.
Going back here. Le Vornou. It's exactly where we are now. Okay. Le Vaux means petite vallée, small valley. Et Renou is the name certainly of the person 100 years ago when they designed the map. And Le Vornou is 2 plots in 2 types of soil. It's one here, where am I? 100% clay, green clay with silex. The limestone is too low. It's maybe 10 feet there, where is the cave. So the root of those vines, it's only clay. And the other one is a little bit above there, 200 yards from here. It's pure limestone.
Okay.
The maturity of those 2 plots are usually 6 weeks difference, so we don't handpick on the same time, and we make the vinification on one side of the clay and the other side of the limestone. And here we use a large vat that we call fermenting, very large, not very deep, so you can imagine the cap It's
Oh yeah.
maybe
Okay.
1 inch like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we can push down by hand. You're not obligated to jump and me to pushing it
Mm-hmm.
very hard. Okay, it's a little bit as a tea bag, you know, in your bowl.
Okay.
When you push it very hard, it's getting your tea is
Yeah.
getting very dark. The
Yeah.
same way. So again, we smell, we taste, and we judge if we push a little bit or not. And we have on the vat we have a big cover that we open or close, and sometimes we open to let the air, the oxygen coming to slightly, I would say oxidize, but the good way,
Yeah.
good, taking a little bit of acetate,
Mm-hmm.
and up we are closing back, and the carbonic gas is coming back and making it inert, the cap again. So by getting a little bit air, you get a better extraction, made very smooth, very gentle extraction, very an infusion, simply.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
after 4 or 5 weeks, we take the wine from the clay, the wine from the limestone, then we bring them together. We let them without pump. We let them for 3 weeks together to get homogeneous,
Mm-hmm.
because the wine, when you put two wine together, they move.
Yeah.
And then after 3 weeks, we fill up 228-liter barrels, the Burgundy side barrels, the smaller one, and we go for aging, 24 to 30 months aging.
Wow.
Very different Cabernet Franc.
Yeah.
Another idea, you test the soil. Those 5 Cabernet Franc I just introduced to you are all from Saint Nicolas, all 100% Cabernet Franc, but soil combination, age of the wine different, age of the vine is different,
Yeah.
and believe me, you will test them right away.
Yeah.
Some you're going to enjoy them, some you said, no, that's not my style. But between a gravel and a hail or iron steel sandy soil, it's going to be night and day. And biodynamic take a great sense because uh, we don't have 2 or 3 varietal to blend together to make
Mm-hmm.
another complication in a test. Here it's only Cabernet Franc, and biodynamic, the focus is the soil. So if you take a great care of your soil, more you take a care of your soil, better you're going to have express the difference of the soil. That's as simple. Okay.
That's the downside of these headphones. That happens all the time. Xavier, this has
Yes.
been so great. You are such a good explainer and you're so charming. This has been
Merci.
wonderful. We're long over a half an hour. I try to keep them a little bit short, but before we go, do you
Okay.
want to say any final words? This has been really tremendous.
Wow. I wish you to be with me today. But if it's not today, tomorrow,
One day soon.
come over. Oh yes, please, because I'm sure you're going to spend a great time in Loire Valley in general. And
Yeah.
feel free to give me a buzz. We will go 30 feet under on
I
my
want to
feet
see
to
that.
see
Yeah.
where is the wine in the grot, in a cave, to say all the vintage is
Uh,
laying and aging, and you have to see it,
that
sincerely.
sounds amazing. Yeah, I'd love to. Okay, I'll find you over there. Next time you're in New York, I'll find you too, okay? It's
I
been a true
will.
pleasure.